Hey guys, I just wanted to do a real quick video of something that I was thinking about the other day. I was actually talking to my husband about it, and I was describing to him that the way I feel, and the way I've actually felt for a while, because my journey of all this has started probably give or take somewhere around like 2.5 years ago. So I've been doing this for a while, but kind of the more latest energy that I'm feeling, it's hard to say because I went through a lot of stuff before and there were so much more stronger things that I was going through, so I don't know if this underlying current was there, but it is now anyways. And this feeling I'm getting, like I was trying to describe to him the way that I feel. And I told him, I was like, I'm not sure if it's like, I'm grateful and like I want to get up and like I want to do stuff. But I also like makes me either like mad or like sad and like just want to cry, like frustrated and just want to cry. This energy and this push that is like constantly there. And through talking to him, I really realized a lot of what the energy was and why it was there, and even having more gratitude for it. And I was saying to him though, I was like, because I am grateful though, because that energy being there has really pushed me to do a lot of the things I want and need to do. It's like it won't let me, it won't give me slack. The energy kind of feels like to me, like, it could be any disciplinary role, but almost like on when you see like fitness trainers or like on The Biggest Loser or something like that, where you see them like pushing them and pushing them and pushing them and pushing them, and they're riding them, and they're just like, the people that they're doing it to they are either about to break, or a lot of times they break down. They mentally break down and they start to cry and they release all that and either break through a block, or they just have to have their moment and then come back to being grateful. And I was like, that's the energy it is. And then right when I said that, the Saturn and even Uranus for me, because I'm a Taurus, and that might be why I'm a little, I don't want to say a little more used to it, but I'm a Taurus, but I'm a little more towards the cusp of Aries Taurus, and it was in Aries. So I don't know if I got it a little sooner. I'm not sure. Who knows? This energy could be just the twin flame ascension type process. I don't know exactly. I really feel like it's I really feel like it's probably mostly like Saturn and Uranus. Maybe like the Saturn, Uranus, whatever, Pluto, like all these things going on. You've also got Neptune retrograde, Mars retrograde, Mercury's coming up retrograde, like just so many things retrograde. And I think Saturn might be too as well. I'm not sure. One or two of the others might also be retrograde. But either way, it's a whole lot of planetary action. But for some reason, Saturn and Uranus really came to my mind. But either way, it was a very Saturnian energy. So I also had the electrical energy part from Uranus. But I very much had that disciplinary, paternal role, and I realized like that's why I was grateful for it, was because I didn't have I am working on creating or strengthening my own boundaries within myself, like telling myself no when I need something for the betterment of myself, or making myself do something. But also like self-discipline, which really kind of goes along with like the divine feminine journey too. Like they're working on their masculine side right now, so that's going to include self-discipline. So again, like I said, it could be, twin flame stuff, which who knows, might be influenced by the planets and everything too, and it's going to push people at different levels depending on what they're doing, what their journey is, and all that. But it's doing that to help me out because I don't really have that self-discipline within myself. I'm working on it right now. So I am grateful for it because it's kind of like the fitness trainer thing. Like people go to a fitness trainer to help them do what they have a hard time doing themselves. They need that push. They need that motivation. They need that discipline while they're there. And it's kind of like that same idea. It's that paternal or fitness trainer kind of energy that is helping you. My main reason it's saying that is you have a huge impact on how you see and use this energy. I mean, if anybody has been watching my videos, they know that I am all about perspective. Everything is about perspective. So you can choose, it's in your power to choose whether you see this as something to use and ride out this energy, to use as a push to help mold you into the person that you're wanting to, but yet don't even know fully yet what you want to become because you think you do, but you don't. And so on one hand, you're riding the energy, but on the other hand, it's showing you, and it's really that control part because you think you know, and you're like, damn, it's kind of pulling you out of what you think, and you've got to go with the flow at the same time. So yeah, you could ride the energy part of it, but at the same time, it just keeps like jerking you in other places because it's got something better planned for you. But either way, that's even more besides the point of what I'm really trying to say here. You can either ride with this energy and truly go with the flow. Not only let it energize you, but also, which is really hard for a nerd sign, by the way, if you're a nerd sign, but let it energize you, but also allow it to let you go where you're needing to go. Like, be free of expectation and just have the heart and curiosity of a child. Or you can choose to have a victim mentality about it. You're going to the same place anyways. It's just how fast do you want to get there, and how many blocks do you want to pick up along the way? Like, how much more work do you have to do? This almost reminds me kind of like sort of a like Capricorns have been through a lot. Saturn is their ruling planet. There's a lot of things in there that just makes it hard for them. And I think it's really easy for them to develop almost this I've been through a lot, enough's enough mind frame, almost like building up more wounds, karma, and chips on your shoulder maybe. And I'm not saying that in a way like they're like that, but it is, your wounds taint your perception. So sometimes it's hard to see beyond that, especially when you've been dealt a lot. Same with Aries. Aries have been through a lot. Tauruses have been through a lot. Scorpios have been through a lot. Who is... Yeah, that makes sense actually. Okay. So because... No, that would be Libra. Anyways, there's a lot of signs that have been through a lot. Leos, I think, have been through a lot too. A lot of people have, because obviously it depends on what's in your chart. But this is for anybody. And when you're going through a lot, it's just really hard sometimes to keep a grateful perspective. And that's what I'm trying to do out here. Not only for myself, but to help others, because it really helps you see things better, pick up less blocks, get the message you're supposed to see, and not allow it to break you down. Not in a bad way, anyways, I'm saying. You have the power to choose how you see this. And you can either see it as, poor me, this sucks, I don't have any control over anything, I always feel really bad, like I always either want to like cry or whatever. If you are, it's because to some degree you're resisting. That undercurrent is going to be there for a while, even when you do what you're supposed to. It's still there. However, I will say from personal experience so far, it is a lot stronger and a lot, for lack of better words, darker if you don't go with it and utilize that energy. If you are resisting it, it sucks. It's hard anyways, but it really sucks if you resist it. Again, a little side note on that. You have the choice to see how you want to see this. So, you can either be like, poor me, blah, 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 I don't want to do this stuff. Or you could be like, this is helping me become my better me, and this is helping me learn the self-discipline. And I know for me, with what I'm wanting to do, because the journey I'm on is wanting to be, entrepreneur, work for myself, help others. I want to build stuff. I don't know how small or big, or whether it's an empire or multiple empires, I don't know, but I want to go. And I knew starting out with this, I was going to have to work on my discipline within myself because I didn't have it to begin with. And that was one of the reasons I always had to work for other people or chose to, was because A, I didn't see beyond that, and B, I didn't have the discipline to do what I needed to do. So what better energy is it while I'm building all this up and doing what I want to do than to have almost like an energy doing the same thing? That isn't quite like having a boss where it's like, this sucks, but you've got the energy of it. You know what I mean? You've got that energy that is just really pushing you, that's like, hey, I'm going to meet you, you put in the work, I'm going to put in the work, I'm going to help you get going on this. It's almost like a free motivator. You're sitting there like, let's be honest. You're sitting there like, I have a hard time motivating myself. I have a hard time disciplining myself. How many people hire personal trainers because they want to get to a goal, but they have a hard time doing it, so they hire a personal trainer? Yes, part of that is also to teach them techniques and routines they don't know, but one of the biggest parts is to motivate them, to somewhat discipline them while they're there, to hold them accountable for their goal and what they're wanting to do. These energies are free personal trainers. They're free motivators. If you can focus on keeping your mind in that thought process and that energy and not try to buck the energy, it's going to be a lot smoother for you. And you're going to flow a lot easier, in that feeling of not knowing whether you want to be frustrated, break out of yourself, or cry, really in a large way is either minimized or somewhat goes away. Of course, we've got our waves during this. We've got the waves of different energies and the flows. But you completely have the choice of this. You have the choice to have that perception. And that doesn't mean you're not going to have a down day and be like, this is tough, and you just want to take a break for a minute. If you do, that's okay. Give it to yourself. And then switch your switch and pick yourself up and go the next day. Because you're going to want to anyways. It gets really uncomfortable. So, I don't know. It was just that thought I had, that almost switch, that I became grateful in that moment. More grateful than I've been. Because I realized the energy I'd been feeling when I really thought about what it felt like, and it reminded me of like a fitness trainer. I realized then what the point of it was. And it's literally like a free motivator, personal trainer, or whatever, to help me get where I'm already working on trying to get anyways. You know what I mean? So, because I was really frustrated at that moment. Like, I was starting to get down and out on myself, and I'm like, man, like, I just feel like crying. I just feel like giving up. Like, I just don't know what to do. I'm always like anxious. I always want to burst out, but I just don't know. Like, I just either want to cry or give up or be mad or be frustrated, or I don't know. And I don't know, just the idea of like the fitness trainer or like a parent came to my mind that's like, I know better than you and I'm trying to show you something. And when you're younger and when you're in it and you're resisting it, you don't get it until years later and you're like, oh, I see. So I don't know, I just kind of saw it, you know, and I was grateful. You know, even like a lot of Capricorns hold that energy. So, you know, yes, they're hard workers and they keep going. Some people might see them as they could be a little bit negative, not only because things weigh on them a lot, but also they just have Saturn that rules them. I mean, I don't care how things are going in their life. They are going to be, and that doesn't mean they're not funny. It doesn't mean they're not free-spirited. It doesn't mean they don't love, but they just are going to have that Saturnian energy about them. It is what it is. And so also right now, while you can learn to appreciate even the Saturnian energy and all this, or even like Uranus energy and all that, you know, it's just kind of cool because as you can learn to like see and appreciate and utilize the different energies, you can learn to start to associate them to people in your life that, you know, have those energies. Like a Capricorn, and sometimes why they are like, you know, wanting you to really get on your grind and do your thing, and how it's out of love and they're trying to help you. Yes, it can be codependent, sometimes it can be annoying, whatever, but I don't know, it just can really help your perspective of these things. You have Uranus, who's just that rebel, electrified, like changing things up energy, and when you use to be grateful for that energy in your life, and yes, I know it can be very difficult. I mean, I'm still in the beginning of it, I don't know. But when you try to use that more in a go with it kind of way and you see how it can really transform your life, then you can kind of respect a lot of those Aquariuses that have that energy, that are just that rebel, changing it up, you know, almost not bucking the system, but like revolutionizing things, or revolutionizing things, or thinking outside the box, or doing things differently. Because if you utilize that energy and that just wanting to like go and be free and let your mind go and experiment and think and do and try new things and whatever, if you could go with that energy and utilize it, like your life can become amazing. You know, it really helps you understand how people in your life have these energies around you, even just in themselves. And maybe there are aspects of them that you didn't appreciate. So I don't know, that's just a little side note. The main message of this was just work on how you're seeing these energies, because it's actually a gift. Like, you've got a free personal trainer and a free motivator to help you get where your soul is wanting you to go anyways. I don't know if your ego is caught on board yet. I don't know. But your soul and your spirit is, and that's why it's like really wanting to go. So work on trying to see it in a little bit more grateful of a light, and let it transform you. Like, don't resist it. Just trust it, go with it, and work through the blocks that it brings up. Because anytime you change, it's going to bring up blocks. That's one of the reasons why you should never be stagnant. Because as long as you're going, it's always bringing up blocks, and then you can release them. And you don't want to hold on to blocks. You want to release them. It's horrible to let blocks sit and fester. So I think that's it. I think that's all I was going to say about that. And I know there's a lot of people feeling that way. There's a lot of people feeling that energy. And I was just hoping that maybe just I can give somebody a little bit more optimistic of a viewpoint on it and a perspective. Because whenever you can try to have like a positive perspective on things, it can help transform your life so much easier, so much better, faster. And life is hard enough as it is. Why make things harder? Like, choose the easier route. Unless you really want to have that as like a badge of honor or something to uphold your reality. I don't know, and that's up to you if that's the case. I learned so far along my journey, I don't need to make things any harder than they are. There is no badge of honor for me in that. I still learn to surrender, but I've learned that big thing of surrendering and just going. So anyways, this is going somewhere I don't want it to go. I hope that helps your perspective on these energies, and I hope it helps some of you, because perspective is everything. If you have a better one that can help me, please let me know. I'm always open to learn. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell. Let me know if this helps you. Let me know if you've had any thoughts. If you have different perspectives, whatever it is, I really want to build this as a community that's there and helps each other. So thank you so much. Again, like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell. If you're new, welcome. If you're back, hi. Either way, I love you whether you're new or already here with me. I'll be talking to you guys soon. Bye. Love you.